Today, my presentation is Overpopulation from the Brave New World Revisit. Introduction. Brave New World is published in 1932, and Brave New World Revisit is published in 1958. Brave New World Revisit is written by Huxley almost 30 years after Brave New World. Brave New World Revisit is different in tone because of Huxley's evolving thought. Brave New World Revisit has many topics, such as over-organization, the art of selling, education for freedom, overpopulation, and more. Total 12 different topics. Brave New World Revisit. In the novel Brave New World Revisit, Huxley presents his vision of future that entails a world that is fully transformed via innovation as well as physiological engineering. The novel of ideas that Huxley presents is based on the class and contrast of the assumption concerning the future. Top of the list to be that the concern is overpopulation. Comparison is in terms of human relation are made in the modern world to present a prophetic fantasy of a world that is capable of dealing with all the threats to humanity with that of overpopulation inclusive. Overpopulation. According to the chapter, Huxley points out that human population is growing faster in every century. This means that soon there will be not enough resources to match the population. I found two quotes from the Brave New World Revisit. The first one, in the 1931, while I was writing Brave New World, it stood at just under 2 billion today. Only 27 years later, there are 2,800,000,000 of us. And tomorrow, what? In the chapter, Huxley noticed that the population is growing by the billion, means that there will be a time when there will not be enough space that will allow us to handle the population. The second quote is, similarly, the shaping of a few surplus human of Mars at a cost for transportation and development of several $1,000,000 ahead will do nothing to solve the problem of mounting population pressure on our own planet. At a certain rate, he also gives an idea about how to solve the problem, which will human to Mars. Mars would be a place to go, but then again, the cost associated with it would be too much. The premise of that is something has to change. Back to the overpopulation. For a fact, the human population is growing rapidly as there are more people being born as compared to those dying on a daily basis. So there, a new question shows up: if natural resources increase at a slowly rate, and the human population is growing faster than the natural resources growing, then the human race is doomed. Relate to the Brave New World. Author believed when he wrote the original novel that it was a reasonable guess as to where the world might go in the future. Others might guess right and saw the future in the past. Others conclude the world was become like Brave New World much faster than he originally thought. A Brave New World is now talking too much about the overpopulation, but in that world, The government has control of human reproductive. It prevents the overpopulation conditions. Rapid population growth. The human population is growing rapidly as compared to the death rate. At the same time, the value of the resources compared to human population shows that it is coming to its threshold. Mine making is getting closer to the population trap if the certain population situation goes unchecked. As you can see in the graph, between the first Christmas to the signing of the Declaration in 1976, the population is growing slowly. But after the signing of the Declaration, the population is growing a lot faster than before. Hacks is writing the book after the age of population growing faster. Agriculture input. The question that the author raised is that of whether society and economy will continue via innovation and finding new ways of increasing their agriculture efficiencies, or will the problem of the insufficient resources such as overpopulation. Conservation of resources. The author's idea of a brave new world is that of taking necessary action in terms of population control so as to ensure that humans would definitely conserve the fantasy resources. The apparent lack of necessary resources that was foreseen due to the increased population would bring about financial instability. Thus, a brave new world would be required to take up such measures. Human activity. We can see on the left is overpopulation, and on the right is food celerity. Huxley is right in that in the modern age, human activities have contributed to the change that have brought a strain to the natural resources. But then against an increase in agricultural output wouldn't necessarily handle the resource and the population problem. National responsibility. Whenever the economic life of a nation becomes precarious, the central government is forced to assume additional responsibility for the general welfare. It must work out elaborate plan for dealing with a critical situation, such as overpopulation. A national um, capital. Human beings in their activity of development are quickly depleting the natural capital. Thus, there is a need to carry out reverse population, or else there will be a situation where it would be difficult to feed the population. Conclusion. Huxley saw overpopulation is leading to a crisis problem, as well as all the means by which population can be controlled. It also influenced by overpopulation with the economy and resources. But Huxley believed humans can solve this problem in the future.